Welcome to the B stream, everybody. Welcome to the Halo World Championships. I'm fresh off of the main stage and quite short of breath, I have to say, after a Game 5 to kick the tournament off. It's going to be Bravo and myself on set to talk you through this series. We're going to check in with OMiT versus Spacestation, and our first look at a team who probably looking over their shoulders a little bit in Spacestation at this event, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, as you said, I bet a lot of people that have a B stream tab open. Oh, but Septify wastes no time. It's a brainer. 3 dead for OMiT off the opening, but he's going to be your last player alive and may be forced to play this. We'll see as well how he decides to play this one. But, man, what a series that was. Just saw between Optic and TSM. And as you said, now as we shift gears a bit over to Pool D, Spacestation's first test is going to be up against OMiT.
OMiT, who have not had a great start, or middle, or to be honest, anything so far this season. But the opportunity here at the Halo World Championships to go for their best placement of the year. They will know this is the last opportunity, of course, as well, just to perform on Halo Infinite on the main stage at a HCS event. But for Spacestation, it was interesting. We were doing a lot of kind of talking about what Spacestation's situation is coming into this tournament, and we feel that there's a feeling they've accepted where they are, and do they believe that they can challenge for a Halo World Championship?
Yeah, that really is the question. I think a lot of people who have supported these players, let's not forget, right? 2 of these 4 players, defending world champions. I think it's with their performances this season, it's unfortunately easy to forget that. But you have to wonder, with a player like Stellar, right? How do they? I think legacy and performance means a lot to a player like that. How do they come into this world championship? And you look across the board. How can they make sure that they exit this season at least on a different note that than they are coming into the world championship?
Well, a little bit of Fortress CTF to start us off in this series as game number 1. Not too much progress on either side of the map at the moment, but with power-ups coming up in a few moments' time, might be a chance to just get a little bit of an advantage when it comes to having that overshield in your hand. Eco helping Stellar out, which is something that he's very familiar with doing. Pick up that kill, leaving a little bit of a nuisance on the spiral here, but 10 minutes the game clock just elapsing here. The overshield has popped, so both teams will be focusing their attention towards that race.
Good shots here from Nico. Needs to stay alive. Unfortunately, will lose Stellar, so his placement on the map is a little bit less important when you lose your player on the doorstep there. It's actually going to be 2 and a staggered 3 dead for SSG.
Yeah, it's going to be OMiT. They've got that flag halfway, and they've got the overshield as well, and they found the kill onto Eco. So this is going to be the first flag by the looks of things, going over to OMiT. Huss is running this one up the back stairs. And boy, oh boy, OMiT strike first.
Nicely done by us there as well. I love just continuing to advance when he had the overshield. Knew that he could eat a few extra shots and still cleanly get that kill on front porch, excuse me. That's exactly what he does in the end, as you say, 1-0 for OMiT. SSG knew that pool play was going to be a big test for them, and they're going to need to make sure they keep their wits about them here in this series. Otherwise, this one could slip away.
I didn't mean to say French there, but it's maybe excited at the idea of a new meal.
Also, well, I think I almost accidentally said French toast.
Which would be perfect.
Delicious. Yeah, French.
Yeah. Just between
French
brunch and lunch.
Yeah.
French?
And
like the front end of lunch?
Yeah. Oh, that's actually good too. And explicitly with French toast.
Well, Stella's going to find a kill inside of his base. Suppressed has the sniper rifle, trying to put a little bit of pressure onto Huss, who's overextending onto his teammate's side of the map. Hence the body shot, but Eco should be able to clean that one up. But no, Huss is going to win that one because Eco had no shields himself. So 1v1 being 1, Huss now being a nuisance, and Sparty with a sniper rifle on the other side. But OMiT picks up a kill. That was an important shot for Suppressed to hit there. If he doesn't hit that, and Huss gets that flag moving and gets away, we could have a very, very different looking situation. But Suppressed starting to find a few bodies here with his sniper.
I think important to note too, we've talked a lot about the Stellar Eco story for good reason, just because of what they achieved last year. And of course their legacy in this league. I think a lesser told story, because of SSG's placings, right, have been the Falcated Suppressed story. And let's not forget, those 2 players were picked up for a reason. We know what they can do numbers-wise. Speaking of, Suppressed going to get a little bit of help, and he'll get an overshield as a reward. But we know what they can do numbers-wise, but you have to think about, they have a statement to prove here as well, right? They do not want to be a footnote on the year, a 4th place team for the year. You got to wonder, maybe they have a few surprises in store this weekend as well.
I think the biggest issue for SSG when you're looking at the games that they've played so far this season with this roster is just the efficiency. Like, numbers haven't really been that bad. When you're looking at slaying numbers, pretty good, up there with some of the best, but it just seems they're a bit slow on the mark when it comes to taking space on the map, getting objectives moving. Like we've seen for the last few minutes, it's a pretty good indication of it, you know. Suppress has been picking up kill after kill with that sniper rifle, putting OMiT into the death screen. The giving them an advantage, but getting that objective moving. He's actually suppressed 2 off the back of his hard work, starts moving that flag, but certainly something to keep an eye on as Suppress pops a killing spree with 5 kills in a row without response. I think SSG have really got to find a way to make that work a little bit better at this event.
I agree. It's a lot of timing plays here. It is 2 dead, though, so they might have time to get this fight continuing. And big crossing the threshold away from the sidelines. A good movement. 4 dead. This one should go.
Suppressed, even with a little fumble, should be absolutely fine to run this one in. Like you say, no one from over really in position of pressure, and we do have a tied game now. SSG will get their first flag on the board with just under 6 minutes 40 left on that game clock.
12 kills here for Eco, 11 kills for Foul, and even though before that flag went in, those were a little bit concerning numbers, and now that that flag's in, you feel like SSG maybe just settling in, maybe now having an opportunity on their side to gain a little bit of momentum here, and you feel like for them, this OMiT series has to be a confidence-building series, right? If we think about what's ahead for them, let's not forget, you know, with the fact that they have Envy in their pool, etc., this has to be a confidence builder for the weekend, not one that they struggle in.
I'd have to agree with you. Again, you're looking at the numbers so far. Everyone's kind of dominating on the SSG side, but it is a one-to-one game. It's another kind of example of maybe some of the concerns for SSG coming into this, but Stella getting that next overshield, the numbers should continue to go the way of SSG when it comes to kills and deaths, and by taking down Septify with the sniper rifle, he might be able to have a little bit of fun here, Stella. Still got some overshield left. He's going to find the remnants of what is essentially a fresh sniper rifle from OMiT, so that could be 2 sniper rifles now in the hands of SSG.
I think Septify thought he'd get away there instead, so he decides not to play it as a result, but so far it's already costing them. They're going to try to avoid the nades. I think he plays the snipe. I can't tell based on the shadows. We'll have to see if that one's gone, but looks like it very well might have been the case. Feels like, Mark, this one has gone by quick. Only 5 minutes left here. You feel like one flag could decide this one.
One thing about OMiT as well, when players like Hust, they're going to be frustrated. They're going to get behind you. They're going to challenge you. They're going to make you turn your head around. And with the time elapsing, it only takes one flag that starts to get moving, a couple of kills that start to stack up. And I tell you what, OMiT might steal a game away. And with 3 dead here, and Stella is last alive. Septify's going to win his fight. A little bit of help if he gets through to bottom middle. Spy's there to help him out. And with 3 dead for SSG, and under 5 minutes left on the game clock, OMiT are about to go 2-1 up here.
Man, impressive from Septify. That passage of play, that exchange was so well done there, and definitely causing some woes, some worries for the side of SSG. As you said, find themselves down 2-1, and now we go from what felt like a pretty evenly matched 1-1, and maybe this will end with a 1 flag decider. Now, SSG has to worry about a 3rd flag going in for the side of OMiT.
Haas finds a kill on his side of the map as well, clears out a little bit of pressure coming from SSG. That's 2 dead for SSG. Septify will be taken down, but at the halfway point on the map, picking up those kills only means progress to fight those respawners. With Lethal finding his kill, and Lethal challenging from the window. Eco down to no shields, and I'll tell you what, SSG are probably starting to feel a little bit shaky here. 4 minutes left isn't a huge amount of time with the pattern of this game that we've seen so far.
And Septify, the only one, and barely, by the way, positive on the side of OMiT, and it's becoming a little bit of a recurring tale, Mark. The fact that what you've got here is kind of a team of pretty legendary veteran players now being, even though they're largely winning a slaying battle, right, so far being outscored here at 2-1.
Overshield in the hands of Suppressed. This is the opportunity that SSG need to take. Need to find the kills. They've already found 2 of them. Septify being an absolute nuisance finally will be taken down, and the flag will start to move. So the timing is pretty good. Lethal will get a kill bottom middle, but he gets taken down as well. Suppressed is shadowing his flag player back, but pressure consistently coming in, and SSG are trying to force this one, and they're 4 dead. Hus will get this return.
And just like that, another 2 minutes will tick down off the clock, and it feels like what finally felt like a moment where SSG had found what felt like stable ground for them at that 1-1 tie has just kind of been unraveled yet again. And as we said, it's actually still now, as we look at the numbers, still OMiT now all back in the negative on the side of their stage, but somehow they're still winning this game. And Spartan now running what could be, at least getting a pull on what could be a final flag. Ooh.
I heard that connect.
I heard a melee.
Well, that's 2-0. It's certainly 3-0 when you come to if that beatdown should have connected, because I'm sure the Spartan would join us.
He would love to chat about
he
that,
would
actually.
love to talk about that one, yeah. Septify, though, with the pressure on the SSG side, this is not good news for SSG. You don't want to be fighting back towards your own base, worried about the sniper rifle that you might be losing. You need to get onto the OMiT side and put some pressure on them. You're down 2-1, and with just under 2.5 minutes left, Andy, this is a worrying start here for SSG.
It is. I think I'm all, you know, I won't panic earlier than needs to happen when you're talking about veteran players like SSG. So we'll see if we have to get there. We'll see what these last 2 minutes have in store, but now in a 2v2. 3 dead. Huss is your last player alive, but he is holding off the suppressed run.
Overshield's coming up as well. If this goes the way of SSG, we could see a tie game. However, if OMiT can challenge it, if OMiT can get it and deny SSG picking it up, then we could see...
Oh my God.
SSG running this flag home. Suppressed is going nuts. And now has to continue running that flag himself. Spartan was last alive. Huss off the respawn slows the flag down. Huss off the respawn finds 2. And somehow this flag is not moving.
Yeah, slow flag movement overall, right?
Because there. Who gets the touch?
Buys them time. Spartan last player alive. Eco should be able to stay alive here yet again. Maybe a touch again.
They hit. Ooh, maybe get through.
Does get through. Wow.
Hit for
This is a slow, steady, staggered run, but I think it's going to go.
I think we're good.
Finally, it will go in, and we're tied up 2-2 with now just 1:15 left. And with the way it's gone, I think overtime is not out of the question.
Looking like that might be calling right now. 2 dead for SSG. Over some numbers on their side finally. You have to say a lot of this work has been down to Suppressed in and around the base. You know, he's starting the fights, he's winning the fights, and then he's returning to continue the run that he starts. So Suppressed having a really strong game, and you're looking at objective work that's being done in the base alongside flying 19 and 14 for him. On the OMiT side, this is going to feel like a heartbreak if you let this one slip through your fingers. We're still tied up at 2-2, but with 40 seconds left, being up 2-0 in this game.
Yeah. Ring. It's not the banana phone. It's not London calling. It's overtime calling. Only 30 seconds left.
Never is it?
Shame, really.
I think it's extinct technology.
I had it. Did you see? I had a banana phone yesterday.
Oh, you did actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were struggling to get reception a couple of times, but
Always in a room like this, big room.
Overshield is coming up bottom middle. 10 seconds until that OS pops. That could be where the game goes. If someone can get a flag moving. Huss is on the flank again. Huss is going to get a flag moving. Maybe he's going to flank behind. Spartan finds one. Stella finds one. Overshield is still up. SSG have control of the ring. Going to overtime here. Next flag wins.
Probably a position, to be honest, SSG did not want to find themselves in when you look at kind of, especially just the seeds, right? If you think about going up against a lower-seeded OMiT. But let's not forget, very talented players on the side of OMiT. And I think, Mark, one thing we haven't talked about in this B-Stream matchup just yet, at the Halo World Championship, everything's a bit different, right? And when you now add on the layer of the fact that this is, you know, widely publicized and widely known as the last Halo Infinite event, and therefore likely the last Halo event for at least a little while, feels like when you look at a team like OMiT, any other tournament, we might, you know, kind of go by the seeds, but it feels like it's anyone's tournament here. And OMiT has shown that they are not going to go down without a fight, and they're even looking to take game number 1.
They certainly are indeed, and Spartan with the overshield is getting that flag moving. After he picks up a kill inside the base, make sure to take those nades down so respawners will not be able to shoot those and remove that overshield. Scary moments here for SSG fans. 2 dead. There is one player who might be able to stop this, but Spartan is going to round the corner, and Spartan will win it for OMiT. They win game number 1 in overtime, 3-2, and SSG are reeling. Welcome back, everybody, to Bravo, and welcome back to Bravo.
Thank you.
That was the last time, I'm going to get all of those in.
Just get them in, yeah.
Last event.
I don't mind it.
Come on, man.
I mean,
give me a break on this one. But OMiT
no skin off my back.
OMiT are up by 1, Andy, and Spacestation are not in the position they would have expected to be in this series.
Really thinking about that, it would be painful to have skin actually taken off your back. It's something I never really got into, but also painful is a game 1 loss, like you said, for the side of SSG, and OMiT now leading 1-0, and they're going to look to do even one better. And maybe even steal out the Slayer. Let's see what Suppress can do with your first camo of the game.
I was proud of myself then when you said that. And I was like, painful to have skin off your back. Anyway, moving forward with Suppressed, with the camo and the shock rifle. Should be able to pick up a couple kill here.
Should.
Gets help. That's a lot of missions. But they do get the kill. Spacestation will find themselves up 5-3 at the start of this game, with Camo Shock still in their hands.
And you feel like for SSG, it probably needs to get figured out in pools, right? I don't think there's a world where they have a pool play performance that is mid and lacking and just, you know, kind of leaves more to be desired. I don't think there's a magical pill they take in the bracket where all of a sudden they're able to turn it on. It feels like it needs to get figured out in pool, so this is a very big game number 2 for them.
Yeah, I agree. This is certainly would have been a wake-up call. It needs to be a wake-up call, that game number 1. The way that they lost it as well, I think it would have been very frustrating. Like, it wasn't like it was a scrappy game for OMiT. Every time OMiT got the flag running, they capped it. It was pretty efficient for OMiT. Even though SSG outslayed them, it was the same story rearing its head that we alluded to at the start of the series, right? It's just efficiency has been the biggest problem for SSG. Kills has not been a problem.
Really is.
Teams who built themselves on efficiency when they were winning last year, it's must be so drained for like Miko and Stella.
It has to be, especially because, like you said, when the work's being done, when the groundwork is done in the slates, but it really just comes down to kind of interesting timings. There must have been so many VOD reviews for this team. You know, if you take a look tied here at 11-11, there must have been so many VOD reviews where they're trying to figure out were there assumptions made, is it a comms issue, and it looks like based on the game 1, there's still a little bit of that lingering, but a lot of Halo still to play, of course, a long tournament ahead of us. We'll see if SSG can, as they do manage to get 4-kill lead very nicely, maybe extend that even further. That was a clean 4 dead.
First time we've seen it though, and OMiT have actually done a really good job of it. Even though they might find themselves in the back of a 3-4 dead, like they kept it somewhat close, being able to fight back, but back-to-back 4 dead is a very different situation as SSG do start to just press into these respawners as well. They've already taken damage, one player off the respawn already taken down, and now it's 20 to 30. That feels like a much, much different feeling game right now.
It's actually a 9-2 run over those last 2 passages, so essentially a double a double 4 dead with very minimal kills taken the other way. And they will continue on that path here at 22-15, so really strong kind of mid-game at the midpoint rally coming in from SSG, but a few kills do go the way of OMiT.
Another camo goes to SSG though, and when you take into account that power-ups and power weapons have gone exclusively to SSG so far in this game, OMiT have done a really good job
I agree.
at keeping this close. Huss finds another one as well, and even though Falcated's on the flank and on the prowl, kills are being picked up elsewhere. Trade again here for OMiT. Well, you trade him while the camo's still active on the map. Probably going to be pretty good in that situation. Find the 1v1. Fal has to reload now. Camo has dissipated. He whiffs. That does get a little bit fortunate to find that 75 was already preoccupied with another SSG player.
How about Stellar, by the way? 12-5 in a game they only lead by 6, so he is currently the difference maker without a doubt. You think of a player like Stellar, and I was just talking to a few people backstage about this, it's hard to imagine Stellar not giving it his all. I mean, think about what this player has achieved in Infinite, right? He hit all new heights and put on slaying performances and sniping performances that I think you could say have not even been rivaled the way he did it. It was kind of unbelievable, where we couldn't even catch our breath with the amount of headshots he was hitting in rapid succession and frenzies with the snipe. And you get the feeling now, here he is showing up in 13-5. He's not going to leave a lot behind. I think he wants to show up in a very big way at the Halo World Championship.
Yeah, it's about legacy, right? It's not just about placement, it's how you remember at the end of the title. If Stella has a dud event here and SSG have a dud event, we get to look back on those times feeling a long time ago instead of a reminder of just how good this guy is. So OMiT, even though they've lost what feels like every camo and barely touched the shock rifle, are still in this game. It's a 5-kill game between the two. You have to wonder what's going to happen if they do get a power-up, and in 25 seconds, they're going to have an opportunity to do exactly that.
Yeah, it was just a 12-kill game or so, and as you say, that has been all but wiped, and Stellar had his kind of KD whacked as well. He's just 13-7 now, and while still impressive, it certainly isn't the same number that he started the game with. This one's dangerously close now, just a 1-kill game. Oh my goodness, what a comeback here.
3 dead as well for SSG. It's a tie game. Stella does finally get the kill to give SSG a little bit of advantage once again. Stick on the head is going to hurt, and it's going to keep this game close though in that situation. Where is that camo though? That's the question. It's surely going to go over to SSG, who win the fight in and around that power-up coming up. So a 3-kill advantage and another camo going to SSG. OMiT have just not been able to find the kills when that camo has popped up.
It felt like, especially with the game tied at 31-31, didn't it? It might have been the turning point, but SSG somehow rallies back. As you say, they get a staggered 4 dead, and it leads, more importantly, to this camo control and the lead. Ooh, nice little peek.
Well, OMiT have managed to overturn these kind of situations already in this game. Hey, again, as soon as the camo dissipates, as soon as they deal with that, they're able to keep the game close. 39-34 now. Spartan is last alive, takes a little bit of damage, and Eco smartly stays alive in this situation, leading the team with assists at the moment. Kevin Smith, 6-9 and 9 for him. And this man feasts on the damage that Eco will put out. OMiT at the moment trapped on the loop. Trapped at back tram. This is not looking good for him.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Stellar. Really nice 2-for-1 there. In the end, it's 3 dead. And last player's lethal should be cleaned up easily, and he is. That's now 43-35. This should be the home stretch for SSG. Just about a slaying rotation and a half to close it out.
Spartan's going to catch the press off guard here. Excuse me, Septify's going to help him out. Stella will find the shot. Maybe able to just make this a comfortable win for SSG and tie the series up at 1-for-1 with a couple of headshots here. 6 to go here for SSG.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. We've seen, as we said, this man put on shows and historic performances with similar precision weapons in hand. 46 kills on the board. He stays alive as well.
Plenty of ammo to work with here for Stella. Just waiting for those shields to come back before re-peaking some of these respawners. A couple of more trades going down in the favor of SSG. That means it's just 2 to go now. And even though OMiT have had to fight and claw and scrap to stay in this game, Andy, I think with just 2 deaths to play with here, we can probably start to write this one up as a series being tied at 1-1.
Yeah, important resilience here from SSG. Let's not forget to have this game tied at 31-31 was definitely in the danger zone. But now, as you say, just 2 kills away from closing it out, make it 1.
Stella the chance to win it with a headshot. And of course he hits it. Beautiful stuff from Stella. Here's the headshot for the 50th kill, 50-38. The final score here, OMiT and Spacestation now tied up at 1-1 in the series. Welcome back, everybody, to the B stream. It's just going to be me holding it down for a few seconds' time. SSG versus OMiT, tied up at 1-1 after a good win and a strong win for SSG in game number 2. In the slam matchup, so it's 50-38, the final score here. We're actually going to have a restart potentially by the looks of things because as good as SSG are, I feel like it's unfair if Lethal decides that he's going to play for them as well. So a 5v3 is going to be ended here, and we will get back into the game in just a few moments' time. Lethal was last alive, and you would expect this might become a knockout very, very quickly, especially with Suppressed clicking on some heads at the moment and sending fragments of skull all over the place, Andy.
Suppressed, a little more damage as well, almost ekes out yet another headshot to the tally, but Spartan does not know. Second shot will connect. Killing spree, trip cap under control. Big points on the board for SSG, and maybe they're catching a little bit of form in this series.
Yeah, 5-0 to start here for Suppressed. Very, very strong start for him. And OMiT at the moment struggling to get 4 players back on the map. First 2 are going to be picked up by Eco, and now they can collapse. Even though they've managed to get C back in their control, that's 3 dead. Suppressed has just found out what last alive is. Little ring around the rosy, doesn't get the trade, but you'd imagine Spartan should be cleared up pretty quickly, and they will be able to flip C back into their control. So scoring heavily in the favor of SSG, as is control and slays, everything going their way.
SSG fans going to be happy to see the Game 2 and the Game 3 resilience that's coming in from this team, just because maybe Game 1 a little bit worrying, but wow, it's coming in as well, and that one will be traded out top gold in the end. And nice kills coming in. 3 deaths. Septify, last player alive for OMiT.
Yeah, Foul will be able to finish the conversion of B, and Spawn's going to be over at A, so they should be able to actually pinch pretty quickly here, SSG, after Falcated has managed to pick up this pinch. I was going to say pick up this cap and then look to start the pinch. First pick goes to Stella again. Lots of information on where they are as well, of course, with them stepping inside of that stronghold. Spartan is going to be one of the final 2 remaining players alive here for OMiT. He goes down as well, and the triple cap's going to continue here. OMiT are struggling, and SSG have just got a stranglehold on him.
as you say, every time it feels like there's maybe an opening for OMiT. Instead, SSG pounces right back. It will be OMiT finally controlling C here, but already 130 uncontested points on the board for SSG there, making quick work of this game.
Smart managed to get away with the camera, but he is going to be chased down. So power up is neutralized. Finally, OMiT have a few minutes to have equal numbers on the map. Momentary 2v2 here. They're going to try and flip A and play for the AC hole, trapping SSG over at pipes on the spawn. Good shots from Septify as well to pick up yet another kill. Might have a chance to get some points on the board here, but with 104, I was going to say might have a chance. C's just been converted immediately by SSG, so the donut is still looking tasty here for SSG. They are 150 points up to 0.
I mean, yeah, it feels like you're seeing a different SSG here, right? I think compared to what we've seen this entire series, it feels like there's been gaps. There's been a slow start in game number 1. They let things get a little bit too close there, and even the Slayer came within reason. But now, again, SSG is just playing on a different kind of quality bar here. Trip cap again at the 170 mark. C will start to flip again, but SSG still taking advantage of the map control.
Okay, just looking. Spartan. You can tell that he wants to kill. Good damage going to be coming in though, and he manages to play his life very, very well. OMiT might be close to get their first point on the board here, and yes, indeed, they do get their first point on the board, but I feel that's going to be short-lived as 2 players have fallen. SSG still with 4 alive on the map, and should just be a matter of time now until a conversion starts to come in for SSG. But again, they wrap through, they take their time, and feeling the numbers they had there, Andy, there's an opportunity to at least get a stronghold moving.
Yeah, and I think if you're an SSG fan here, it's just a welcome return to form here when you see a player like Suppress, right, 13-4 in this game right now, just kind of taking over. And it feels like we're seeing glimpses and glimmers of what we expect from these players. You know, when you think of these names, you expect big pop-off performances.
I will say, though, the last 20 or 30 seconds is concerning about SSG. He tries to find one with his shot rifle. Might be able to he lines it up, which he does.
Whoa.
But think, there was a 4v2 on the map. SSG had control. They weren't able to get in a stronghold. They didn't get in a stronghold. They took other routes around strongholds instead of jumping in. And OMiT have continued to score because of that. And then off the follow-up team fight that's gone down between the 2 teams, OMiT have won that. And now they have a triple cap. So those little moments, it's almost as if like they expect to win the game before they've done what they need to do to win the game.
Yeah, and also, I mean, just look at these last few moments. It essentially is an 85, 86, and counting to 30 stretch. It was 150-0. Not that long ago, so quite a rally coming in here from OMiT, and I do agree with all the good graces and everything that we just said that SSG had earned over the opening part of the game. Instead, now, OMiT honestly right back in this here with that 100-point run.
It's those kind of mistakes that you look at and you're thinking maybe later in the bracket you don't get away with.
Yeah.
I think OMiT are kind of highlighting that misstep for SSG. Don't get me wrong, I am in particular being hypercritical of SSG because we know the caliber of the player and what they want to achieve here at the Halo World Championships. But those kind of moments that you look at, you're like, oh, maybe there was something that could be tightened up a little bit here, but Suppress is continuing to slay convincingly here, and with a camo in his hands, SSG are back scoring. And now they're starting to close in with a triple cap looming as well on taking this game to 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, big job being able to rally back here and not only regain composure, but regain the trip cap and 3 dead, and now have a nice little long haul trap. We'll see what Suppress can do. I thought there was a shock up. I think he's going to go back and maybe try to get it. He will indeed.
Be able to hold the basic angles of it. It's a nice headshot on Spartan, but not going to be able to connect with another one because SSG do close out very convincingly. It was a little run in the mid game from OMiT, but SSG in the end keep them below 100 points. It'll be 250-99, and SSG will be 2-1 up in the series. Welcome back, everybody, once again to OMiT versus Spacestation Gaming. SSG with a dominant victory on Recharge Strongholds in our previous game. Find themselves now up 2-1 as we head over to Lattice. The first time we've had to cast this tournament, Andy. A bit of Lattice. Love a bit of Lattice.
I do like Lattice. I think it is also a good, excuse the alliteration, litmus test for teams. And you know, can you play this game very fast and just kind of be constantly rotating? There's not that many game types in Halo Infinite that require almost the rig-esque rotations, if you will. Just kind of head on a swivel. We're checking that side, now we're checking that side. It feels a little bit rig-like in that regard.
Spacestation going to have the early advantage here with not just the kills, but with Stella getting the sniper rifle. It's a scary proposition for anyone. Obel is still in a neutral position though. QT's still up as well. The team going to be able to get hold of that power up at the start of the game. Lethal going to give away his position, but also makes Stella just double think where he is. Eco's going to pick up that damage. Falcated finds another, and immediately the ball will be grabbed, but it looked like it was a grab actually from the OMiT side. Just to keep this a little bit dicey. SSG guessing. Lovely little shot they're coming in from Stella, and this is where you start to feel that Stella is feeling it. That kind of shot, that kind of quick scoping and swiping and still connects with big heads.
And for me, the question is also, how does everyone around Stellar show up in a big way? Because let's not forget, when Stellar went on his huge sprees and just kind of dominant and now historic clips, you knew that everyone around him was doing kind of underappreciated dirty work to pave the way for him to set up those sprees. So I think we've seen Stellar already with good numbers in the series. The question is, how does the team as a whole perform this weekend?
Only 8 points at the moment. OMiT are going to be the owners of those points. No shields to the back of the base here. Falcated has to be very, very careful. Gets his shields back just in time. He's going to have it chipped away now in the pitch. By 2 players from OMiT. Spartan's going to get that kill and flush him out. And Sacrifice is going to grab that obel. So SSG with 2 in the death screen and more time on the board here for OMiT. This is a good start from them.
19 non-fungible points to their name. You won't see those being
heavily on the blockchain.
Yeah, heavily traded around. Sacrifice going to pick up a melee, but he's also not moving. But then he moves again. Maybe just insane amount of screen watching going in there. Not sure. I think everyone had a small heart attack, but we're still on board with him here. He's going to rotate the ball outside and see if he can slay.
Does have a player on his team who unfortunately has been fallen victim to a dodgy cable. But we'll leave that one there. Relive that one. Sacrifice certainly showing that the roller is working right now. 25, 26 and rising points on the board here for OMiT. It's been a really strong hold here actually around the ice side of the map. Controlling these 2 bases and kind of the ice side in general, you can spread yourself out. Gives you really good line of sights onto the respawners here on Lattice. Well, you see Stronghold's favorite hold usually being the AC hold.
Yep.
Very similar for positioning here on Oddball, and finally SSG will manage to break. 36 points already on the board though for OMiT. Very good stuff.
Yeah, how about Husk? 9 and 4 off the rip. Speaking of, he's their first man in on this push. Trade's not coming through there. Instead, it's a very nice QT, I believe, coming in from the other side. Instead, a few points on the board here now for SSG. 3 dead
for OMiT. Septified's got a sniper rifle though, and well, it felt like the numbers when it started to flow his way. Septified starts to take over. That was 1, 2, maybe even a 3rd kill. He's bodied the eco as well. Septified almost single-handedly blowing through the defensives here, and he jumps back up with that sniper rifle and puts it to use once more. So Septified has a nice little run here. He's at 7 and 5, and still that lead is in the favour of OMiT here. 2-2 on the map, but Oppo is in a neutral position between those 2 respective players of each team.
You really get the feeling that SSG on their side of the stage is just not going to want this to go to a game 5. It feels like they've played well enough where they should really close this one out, but you could just tell that OMiT is here to play in this game number 4, and as you said, still leading on a relatively low-scoring game, only 36-15 with 2 minutes left.
2 players from OMiT in and around green at the moment, just playing around that crystal structure. SSG will bring the ball back towards the protective gaze of Suppressed with his sniper rifle in his hand. Spartan going to poke. Lethal gets a kill though, which is going to make the next few shots a little bit more scary, a little bit more pressured.
Oh, perfect push.
And Septify and Spartan will combine to not only take down Suppressed with that sniper rifle, but turn the oddball and the weapon back over to them. A really strong push from OMiT.
Yep.
SSG are 3 dead.
3 dead. Foul, your last player alive, and he's a spawner. Slowly going to make his way bottom middle, it looks like. So Spartan likely getting those comms and also try to track spawners as well. Doesn't connect with anything just yet, though.
Still oddball in the hands of OMiT here, 54-29. You think about the amount of time to be put up by either team in consecutive pushes. 1 minute 40 left on the clock. SSG, having got the 4 dead they were so desperate for, now have the opportunity to get a strong setup here. Everything that they could want in this situation is in their hands, but are they able to hold and win these fights now to try this, or at least bring this game close?
That's the question. Like you said, all eyes start to slowly drift away from the scoreboard and closer to the game clock just because Eco hits that, almost tries to go through the QT stick. That will not connect though, so he'll be taken down. 3v3 on the map.
Now,
Wiggles.
no. Those wiggles, those hips do not lie. Shakira coming in from Sparty. Beautiful shots coming in from him to make this a little bit more dicey. I was about to say, SSG probably a little bit frustrated. Eco probably a little bit frustrated with how that first death went down on that hole, considering he had the QT as well to try and get away from that situation. Usually you see those players be the more expressive ones on the map who can get that first kill almost guaranteed.
Oh, baby, when you strafe like that.
You make a caster go mad.
Yep, we're all mad here for the Sparty strafe. But still work to be done here. 60 seconds left on the clock, and it's just under a 20-second lead for OMiT in the round. 2v2 on the map, here they come.
I'm
says
showing
nope.
great resilience right now, as I am have to do the loudest Shakira impression that you possibly could. You've heard it. It's terrible, loud, and annoying. I'm not going to do it. So the Spartans continuing on the hits run, and OMiT continuing on their form. 74 points on the board, Andy. They're getting pretty close to winning this first round.
Not the first time we've seen Sparty with the QT, and he's putting it to use. Killing spree for him, and just really locking down mid-map. But when you have a player like Spartan with an extra kind of advantage and cushion to the QT, it just becomes pretty devastating. He's reminding us why here. Even more damage, even more kills. 91 on the board.
I think this might be round. 3 dead, 4 dead. That's going to be SSG all falling,
goodness.
and lole. It's OMiT who win it, Andy. And OMiT will be one up here on last oddball. Well, let's see what's coming in the second round here.
Ball incoming.
Trying to really hold in a
Not full blown.
Okay, if you're an OMiT fan, you're happy. If you're an SSG fan, you're sad.
If you're a Shakira fan, you're eclectic.
They're going to say if you're a security guard, you're working hard to keep this event safe, and we thank you for your service.
Stella with a sniper rifle in his hand, not connecting. A little bit uncharacteristic to see him missing those kind of shots. Maybe a little bit of frustration, and it would be understandable as Hus will use that sniper rifle to contribute to a double kill of his own. And I tell you what, OMiT played some really solid Halo in these objective games we've seen so far. You can tell that they've gone away and seem to put a lot of work in. Spartan at the moment, 14 and 11. Certainly leading the way with some big kills and big moments as well. But look at the SSG side, still outslaying.
Yep.
Andy, still outslaying, but the objective work just not good enough in that first round once again.
Yeah, it's kind of the same story we've been telling, and it feels like that continues to happen for SSG. However, they do get a break, they do get a hold, and now, with the 20-point lead, we'll see if they can hold yet again.
Enemy has the ball.
SSG with a pretty good hold here, 2-2 on the map. Suppressy's going to be last alive as OMiT do get the kills. Suppressy's going to throw that oddball out into a deep position to make it a little bit more difficult.
Oh my god.
And off the back of the G slide, leaves a little gift on the mid-drift, Andy.
Giggity, wiggity, stickity, beautiful little, as you said. The G-slide timing there to hit that stick was really nicely done. We'll see if that will be a difference maker for their side. However, OMiT already having the lead, and then some, of SSG.
Enemy has the ball.
It's tempting, it's in the back of my head as well. 10 points between the two teams. OMiT with the oddball in their hands once more, and they've already shown that they can put multiple points on the board if they do get a 2-3 dead situation. Lucky for SSG fans, Stella's going to find a couple, but this 1v1 could be really important, and Falcade will win it. Hus is there to trade it out as well, and I'm going to say Hus has picked up some important kills himself at the moment. 75, by the way, 12 and 12 in this game with most assists for his team, and by far and away the most objective time. Very strong game from him so far.
He was finally taken down, but had some very nice damage before they took him down. 2v2 on the map. And it will be a lead change as OMiT will now get back into the lead in this round. And SSG needs to be careful because could be just minutes or even less away from forfeiting this game and going to a game number 5.
Second game 5, maybe looming. This is what a weekend's going to be like. If so, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. So is Shakira. She just told me.
I was about to say that's incorrect. Shakira is not here in the building.
No. But she said she's stoked and watching the stream from wherever it is that she lives. Probably a nice house. Based on the hits.
So from Shakira's nice house back to this game, Spacestation find themselves 4 dead, a 10-point difference between the two teams. And OMiT with their hands on that oddball once more, Andy. And I tell you what, if you're SSG right now, I am not liking the feeling that must be going around in the in the grey matter of these players. It's got to be a tough situation. You know, you expect to come into a series like this and really run away with it based on the history of these two teams so far this season, but they are being made to fight for every single kill, every single point that they're having to collect at the moment. And this is the Halo World Championships. They really shouldn't have expected any less. OMiT are here to play.
They really are. I think OMiT, a team that really, because of where they've been placing, you know, still very, I think, respectable, of course, in terms of the history books of professional Halo, and also very storied players on this roster. But good.
Okay, team.
Speaking of storied players, Lethal reminding everyone what he's capable of. Incredible precision there. That will be 4 dead. And they will likely begin a hold yet again. He's got his reticle trained and waiting for the push.
This man loves the Halo World Championships as well, remember?
Yep.
He's a Halo World Champion himself. Knows how to get it done. Multiple-time Halo World Champion. And OMiT will go back into a lead. And with a sniper rifle still in his hands, and still plenty of ammo as well, should he choose to reload and put those bullets in the chamber. There's a chance for TJ to hit some more big shots, but everyone just avoiding him at the moment. Does hit the body onto Eco. That'll be cleaned up. A double kill here for Huss in the back of the base, but Sparty is now last alive, and he runs in a straight line into a bullet from Stella. And that one kind of hurts.
Tries to get there, as you said, and it was also a late play.
Post-haste.
What's it say?
Oh, it felt post-haste.
Yeah, it did. In poor taste or post-haste?
Not sure. I remembered.
Really something that sounds an awful lot like those words, without a doubt. 2 dead here for SSG, though. Spartan now trying to break the defenses.
SSG still with the lead in this round, but it is extremely tight. Just over 2.5 minutes left in the round. Septify has the ball in his hands again. By the way, 120 points of ball time Septify has at the moment. And the most important ones might be the ones that he's picking up right now, because tying the game up at this point gives them an opportunity here to keep continuing to fight for this position they have on the map. Eco, little flank here, waiting for the push coming in from Huss. Huss maybe gets a little bit ahead of the game there, but Spotty will trade that kill out. 3v3. Game completely around, completely tied up at this point.
Yeah, 72 to 72. And tell you what, this game specifically has delivered between these two. You could tell there's not much separating them. And the question is, will we see a 3rd round? Right now, SSG wants to make that the case.
SSG gets themselves into a lead here, but they have sacrificed a couple of kills to do so, and a couple of deaths, I should say. Great shots coming in from Lethal. Great target prioritization from him as well. Eco will be next. It's a big double kill. It's 3 dead for SSG.
Big moment here. And a lead still extending here from
Oh,
OMiT as they will hold. The ball was not tossed out, by the way. Even though they had numbers, they did not get the ball tossed. 89 points on the board.
Yeah, 90 points on the board. They are closing in on a Game 4 victory here. So Press is going to fly through the front of the base. He'll be taken down by Lethal. We're having a storming game here. And having a storming moment as SSG will be 3 dead. And OMiT will send us to a Game 5 here. They win Lattice Opal 2-0. And boy, oh boy, are we in for a potential massive upset here.
Yole, yole, yole.
Game 5, everyone. OMiT versus SSG. If you haven't been here, where have you been?
Where have you been?
Because it's great to have you here. Yeah, seriously, we're actually feeling much more comfortable that you are here to keep us safe and sound. So game number 5 is where we find ourselves, Andy. I don't think many people would have called this.
No. I got to check my pick'ems, but I did not have. By the way, I didn't have any good pick'ems because I don't think I
was going to
legally.
say you didn't have picks.
No, I do, but I just screenshotted it. I didn't hit submit because I wanted to know what my picks were in pools. And I didn't have game 5 in this series. Let me tell you that much.
Well, Slayer is going to be the game type, of course, for game 5, and we're going to be on live fire 4, and it's a great start here for SSG, but Huss has managed to get away with this sniper rifle. That's last alive.
Nicely done. Also, I'm really impressed with some of the stuff we saw from Huss in that last game. Really good numbers, even plays the snipe. Nice conservative play. Likely will be taken down here. Maybe a little bit of extra damage. Nope. 6-0, by the way, off the rip.
Is going to be picked up here by Spacestation. No surprise when you pick up 6 uncontested kills. You should be able to pick up the first power-up of the game. And a great start from Falcade. 3-0 at this point. Does have the repulse as well as the camo and the sidekick, so he can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Only trying to slow things down, and they are eagle-eyeing that Garage door. They are Eagle Eye in the big door.
That one felt unsupported, right? They did not have anyone nest bridge. They did not have anyone nest. And I'm thinking if you're pushing green, maybe you have someone at least sandbags, but 2 players, as you say, pushing out big door, easy to Eagle Eye, easy to shut down, and just like that, they're under pressure. And what was essentially an uncontested 7-kill game is now just a 4-kill game.
A few times, though, great shots though coming in from Falcate. That's the difference maker, right? That's what you can do. It's a killing spree for him off the start, 5-0, but an individual fight being won, hitting every single bullet with that sidekick at that range, all of a sudden it just gives you that little bit of breathing room. And I think that might be the difference at the end of this series. Continue to play this kind of style.
Nice damage once again. Finishes 1 player, damage on the other 2. This should provide a lot of space for Space Station to push up. They're not exactly taking full advantage of it.
Let's get pushed here. Spartan actually finds the kill in that situation instead of just being taken down in a 2v1 situation. Versus Septify, that one's going to be called a score draw. Both players are out 40-11, and OMiT are starting again, even without power-ups, without camo, finding ways back into these games.
Good picks up 1 as well, and they are fully now back in the game. And what was a 7-0 lead is now, instead of just a 1-kill game here at 15-14.
It was a 6-0 start with Camo Sniper in the hands of SSG. Well, Camo in the hands of SSG and Sniper off the map. So all the advantages were in their hands. And now it's 16-16. Huss finds another one. By the way, Huss is playing some Halo right now. I keep saying him pop up with perfects in the feed, so he isn't missing many bullets. And to be honest, every POV we've been watching, including Lethal on your screen right now, everyone's shooting extremely well on the OMiT side.
Pretty surprising to see, once again, SSG come out with such a strong lead, and it now all but erased. Oh my, Suppress stays alive as well. We could look back on that moment as a turning point in the game, because when you look at live fires, there's often a failed push or a successful push or a single moment in a game that can define a close game. That one honestly could be it. You were essentially tied there on what should have been a freebie kill, but somehow Suppressed makes sure he doesn't even trade and then stays alive.
Wow. Lethal taken down as well, just got spied out, trying to play that sneaky corner where maybe he's going to wait for support, pop out and try double team Suppress with that sniper rifle, but instead, Suppress sees him first. However, feed again, even though Suppress is hitting some good shots here, OMiT are getting trades elsewhere. Eco finally gets the kill to give him a little bit of breathing room, and now Suppress can wait and get his shields back, 27-20. I get the feeling that OMiT maybe just give themselves too much to do in these situations. There's only so many times you can go to the well and come up with some water.
Felt like needed to slow the game down or do the best they could to slow the game down. Instead, honestly, Suppress, look at this, killing spree now, and guess what? It's a 7-kill game. Suppress staying alive with the snipe top middle, and I believe it was with the Battle of Huss. It should have been a win. It should have somehow at least been a trade. Instead, now it's a 10-kill game. That's what we talk about in Halo Infinite, right? When you talk about the margins here, all it takes is one player staying alive in one place on the map, and all of a sudden you have a game that gets blown out of control.
Lethal down, no shields. Lethal wins the fight, though, against Suppressed. First time that we've seen TJ win a big fight in this series so far. But with 3 dead here for OMiT, it was a fight that was won almost in vain, it feels like, as Falcated will pick up a nice double kill. Foul, by the way, in this game 5, 12-5. Pretty phenomenal stats when you look at it.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Foul is one of the players that we've talked about almost from the center, but Foul is one of the players that has just done incredible things in this game on different rosters, and it feels like maybe if you're a Foul fan, you're hoping he has saved the best for last in the World Championships.
Go an aggressive challenge here. A couple of nades coming in from teammates to help him out, as does the Repulse, just to keep him away from the dangers of the OMiT first players who were trying to push. 75 find a couple. That's 3 dead here for SSG. Falcade is last alive, but gets away with that camo, and with just 12 kills to go here, Andy. And the gap really started wider between the two teams. Someone needs to do something special, and Huss might have given them the smallest of windows to think about a comeback here.
Huss now is the one who gets the last laugh. He gets taken down, so just as quick as I say that, he's no longer laughing because he's on the death screen. But as you said, it was a really nice play top middle, but is it too little too late? Only 10 kills to go for SSG.
I think they just have making the most of that small opportunity in it. It looks like maybe that opportunity is just filtering away in front of them at the moment. SSG closing in, only needing 8 kills. to close this game out, to close this series out. And even though OMiT have given it everything in this series, a sniper rifle being put in the hands of Stellar at this point in the game, at this point of the series, you expect to see something here. At least hits one body, but set to fight again. Just saw it, OMiT's never seen high altitude.
Yeah, he finally gets taken down. Sparty tries to make something happen top mid, but when you're on a bags push there and you're getting 2v1, it's almost impossible to come out with anything. It was 4 dead, now only 4 kills to go for SSG in this series.
Set to fight taken down. That was maybe the last hope there with the sniper rifle in his hands, that he would go on some kind of nutty run, but they turn it into the hands of SSG now. OMiT, only 3 deaths to play with here. Suppressed is going to push forward. There's one, trying to do it in style. Misses the second. The QT, though, should take him into the waiting hands of his teammates. And with 2 kills remaining now, SSG so close to closing this out.
Almost 48 in the board. As you say, just 2 kills to go, make it 1.
1 kill to go. Who wants it? SSG. It's going to be Stellar who puts the final nail in the OMiT coffin in this series. A great series, though, and a great showing from OMiT. I think a reminder to everybody that this is different, this tournament. It's the Halo World Championships, and no series is going to be a simple one. But SSG overcome the test. They will win the series in a Game 5, 3-2.